Did I ever tell you how my invisible dog got run over?
No.
Yeah. So, I had an invisible dog. I was around a lot of, actual animals growing up. We had a lot of pets. Most of them were my sister's pets. Some of them I was afraid of, like the snakes. But, despite being, again, surrounded by actual animals, I opted to go to one of those, it was the 90s, so there was those magic shops that were, joke stores and had pranks.
Uh-huh.
And they had this, it was a wire that was coated or wrapped in some kind of cord, I guess. And then on the end it was it was made to look like a leash. It had a dog collar.
Mm.
So it looked like there was an invisible dog you were walking. And that was my invisible dog. And I loved him.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, and it was great because it allowed me to, walk around outside like I was a normal kid, but I didn't have to be dragged by our dog that might have been a little too strong for me.
Now, quick question.
Mm.
Now we have, actual dogs.
Yes.
How do they compare?
They drag me around. They're a little too strong for me. I'm saying.
I'm guessing there's less cleanup with the invisible dog, too.
You'd be surprised.
Or do you just leave their invisible turds?
It's not like anyone can see them. Yeah. But I was also barefoot a lot in the summer. I wanted to just walk on the hot pavement barefoot. So, add that to the image of this small child with this clearly not a dog, barefoot, walking around in the summer, and that was me.
Well, all right.
I don't even remember what I named it. I know it had a name, and it probably was either Bob or Sarah, because I named everything Bob or Sarah. I even married one.
Bob the dog. I am a Rob, thank you very much.
You are a Rob.
Not quite old enough to be Bob again.
No, one day. One day, you'll digivolve. I also... I have a memory of this actually having been my second invisible dog. Second leech.
What happened to the first one?
I don't know. I don't know. It might have had a similar fate. In which case, I wonder where my parents were.
Okay, so your invisible dog got ran over. How does that happen?
Yeah, I'm not actually entirely sure. I remember this happening. I remember it being bent out of shape. And, I remember visualizing a lot of blood. Because my brain does that, and I automatically imagine things.
Okay, so did you leave it in the driveway and someone backed over it, or did you leave it in the street because you were a child?
I don't know. I absolutely left it outside at some point, but yeah, I responded to it like an actual pet had been injured. I completely lost all sense of reality when I saw this mangled version of my invisible dog leash.
Mm.
And I even tried to bend it back to its normal, healthy, invisible state, but I couldn't. And in retrospect, I probably just didn't have the right tools, and I was a small child. And it, I guess, didn't occur to me to ask my parents again, where were my parents? Where are my parents?
We were of the children where you just, were outside until the lights came on. Parents didn't really play into it.
Yeah. So yeah, my answer to how did the invisible dog get run over is I don't actually have any memory of that. But I know what happened, and I remember being very upset. And I remember previously being very happy with my quote-unquote pet. But yeah, no, I had an invisible dog.
Well, R.I.P. Bob or Sarah. You were a good dog of indeterminate size and origin.
Yeah, sound off in the comments what you would have named an invisible dog. Bonus points for a pun.
What was your best pet that wasn't actually a pet?
Yeah, like a pet rock, or...
birds nesting outside.
A vacuum with googly eyes attached. Anyway, rock on.
Rock on.